Hi everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Lion project. In this episode we're going to be doing the black armour and the cold gold. So our next step is we're going to do a very subtle green hue to the armour. So we're going to take some Caliban green, thin this down into a glaze, and we're going to be painting this on to areas such as the bottom half of the leg here, this half here of this shoulder pad, and same with the armour itself, things like in here and stuff like that. So on our model, we're going to initiate our brush stroke about here and pull down to here, because where our brush stroke ends is where the most paint will get deposited. So this is where we want to build up our colour. Okay, after a lot of glazing, you can see we have a very subtle green hue on all of the armour, and I've specifically chosen our light source to be coming from this way. So areas such as here have more of the glaze than this side. So our next step is going to be taking that same Caliban green, and this is going to be our first edge highlight colour. So we're going to be just going over all of the edges of the armour, such as the bits here and these nice sharp details here. And then when it comes to things like the flat here on the shin, there is some raised detail there, but it is quite faint. So you just have to be careful and use the side of your brush and just gently run along that. So when edge highlighting, make sure to wick off some of the paint from your brush, because right now the brush is loaded up and this will be far too much paint. So we're just going to wick off some of it, do a twisting motion to maintain the tip on the brush, and then just come in and use the side of your brush and just gently go over all of these edges. And here we go. So with those Caliban green edge highlights complete, you can see it is still quite subtle because Caliban green is a dark colour. However, our next edge highlights are going to be with Sons of Horus green, and this is a lot brighter. So it's the exact same process as last time, just follow these edges. However, we're going to do just a little bit less than the Caliban green. So you can see here, the Caliban green goes all the way down here. However, I'm going to stop here with the Sons of Horus green. So with that Sons of Horus green highlight complete, you can see that the armour is really starting to pop out now. So our final edge highlight for the armour is going to be a mix of Sons of Horus green and Ulthuan grey. So with this paint ready, this is going to be essentially more of a dot highlight. So if we come down here to the leg, we're going to be painting it just on this very tip. And then if we were doing this bit, again, we're looking at just the sharpest edges here. And there we go. So with that final edge highlight all complete, our black armour is finished. With the black armour all complete, we're going to move on to the gold details now. So there's going to be things such as the lion shoulder here and the shoulder trim, the symbol here. I'm also going to be doing the Dark Angel's symbol in the middle, as well as these swords down here on the knee pad. For the gold, I'm going to be doing a cold gold. So we're going to take some Retributor armour and mix it with some Granite steel. So on the palette here, this is our Retributor armour. You can see how warm it is. Once we start mixing the Granite steel into it, you will see that we produce a very cold gold compared to the warmth of Retributor armour. So you can see here now, with the granite steel all mixed in, compared to that red future armor that we had earlier, you can see just how much more cold this gold is now. And this is what we're going to be using for our lion. So on our model, it's just going to be a normal case of 2 or 3 thin coats of this gold. Just being careful when you get to here, just be careful of the black. With that cold gold all applied, you can see it adds a lot of interest to the armor. We've also done it on the cape around here at the back. And then at the same time, I've done these swords here red, and also the cold gold here on the backpack. So next up, we need to wash them, and we're going to use Procral Black Wash. Now the reason we're using a black wash here, because quite often you see gold being washed with things like Reichlin Flesh Shade or even Agrax. However, if we were to use something like Reichlin Flesh Shade, that would add a lot of warmth into our cold gold, whereas the black wash is more of a neutral tone, so we're going to maintain the coldness of our gold. So it's just a matter of loading up your brush and applying this over all of those gold areas. Just be careful not to apply too much, we don't want this to be pooling and getting away from us. If we do have any heavy pooling, as I have a little bit just there, we can just wick off our brush, and with a relatively dry brush we can just move that wash around. With that black wash all dry, you can see it gives us a lot of definition in all of those recessed areas. So next up, we need to re-highlight the gold, and for this we're going to return to our granite steel, but this time just by itself. With our pure granite steel on our brush, we're just going to come in and just catch any of the raised areas with this paint. And with the granite steel all complete, you can see we've got all of that nice definition in the recesses still, and then we've maintained the cold gold with really bright, nice highlights.